Google Gaga? Google?
What? Nonsense!
Don't be ridiculous.
Agnes, what is this nonsense?
Nonsense! Nonsense! Nonsense!
You said convey, it's nonsense.
Nonsense. What nonsense? That is nonsense.
Nonsense!
What white nonsense is this?
I knew it. I'm surrounded by...
No, it's nonsense. Nonsense. But what utter nonsense.
Welcome back to What Nonsense, everybody. The show where we make it up as we go along and we just do whatever we like. You know, it's kind of like, what was that show back in the 90s? Whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter and everything's made up. Welcome back, my guests. Today, I have the usual, Jos. He's always around. He's the co-host. He's my constant companion. But we have a new guy in town, Keith. He is awesome. He is my friend, but he's also kind of my boss, so be quiet. All right.
G'day, Ariel. Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Simple. I'm so retarded. All right. Okay, what are we doing today, guys? I guess the usual sort of shit.
Let's talk about Trump.
Talk about Trump. Oh, yeah, we can talk about Trump. How that primary he won in like 30 minutes or something like that? He obliterated everybody so quickly. Do you know, like...
Was it the last one he won was the New Hampshire
Yeah.
primary? And that was the one... that was relatively close. No, it wasn't. But then what was the one before that?
Ohio? Was it?
Ohio was the one.
Yeah,
I just saw that one. Yeah.
He obliterated everybody.
Yeah, it was Vivek was endorsing him.
Yeah. Vivek's playing it pretty smart. He's got all of Trump's talking points. He rehashes half of Obama's talking points. And it's just a constant publicity play for him. He knows he's not going to win. But he's drumming up so much publicity for down the track. So he's got his eyes set down the road.
Yeah.
But he's running for presidency.
Yeah, but he knows he's not.
But then why is he endorsing Donald Trump?
He's dropped out.
Because he did drop out.
Did he drop out?
Okay.
Yeah, he knows where it's headed. But he made his voice loud enough and heard enough that everybody knows about him now.
Yeah. He was... they think that he's going to be pushed for the VP because when he endorsed Trump, you saw the videos with him, like with Trump.
Yeah.
I haven't seen... I know.
I watched that one.
Yeah, and everyone in the background's just
Great speech.
VP.
Oh, vice president, right.
I didn't hear that.
So
Sure.
there's a chance, and I reckon they'd be a pretty hot ticket because
Oh, yeah.
he's got a good future. I reckon.
Oh, yeah. He's not stupid. Although, I did hear the other day he was in the WF and he actually sued them to get his name removed from their records and stuff like that. So he's burying the fact that he was even in the WF. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure yet. What else did he do?
Can you really bury it?
He had his campaign was fundraised by George Soros.
Yeah.
What did I say? Oh, and he got his wiki wiped. He got his Wikipedia, so he got
Refreshed.
to get rid of the WEF references and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something about Epstein too, I heard.
I can't remember. I think there were a lot of those younger politicians were part of that. Was it the WEF's kind of young world leaders or something weird like that? And it's just automatically seen as you're a part of the
elite
state. You're going
to
be
it's Trudeau.
controllable.
Trudeau came from there, right?
Yeah.
Trudeau came from there.
God, yeah.
You're going
Prime
to be
example there.
totally controllable. So I think he was trying to get his name out of that because he's very much on social media as well, Vivek. So a lot of the people who were kicking up a fuss and there were his kind of category of people who would vote for him were like, oh, he's WEF, everyone don't trust him, he's dodgy, man. He says one thing, but he probably the second he gets in power, he's going to just be under the thumb of the ruling.
He's not stupid. He would be rich and say, that's right. His funding for he was involved in a biotech
There's much
firm or something like that. and it didn't it have something to do with the vaccine or something? Like there was I don't know.
Sure.
It's too vague, but yeah. Anyway, speaking of vagueness, have we heard of disease X?
Oh, is it the new COVID strain from China?
Yes.
I think last month or something like that.
So what do you know about it?
Mm.
Hang on, sorry. I'm just going to... It's facing me more than you.
Oh, is it?
There we go.
Ooh.
That's good.
Yeah. What? It's here in Australia?
No, that they developed in China, in like I think it's the Wuhan lab. They were experimenting on coronavirus again.
That's not the one with
infected
like the
the-
100 mortality rate for rats?
Yeah, it
Okay,
affected.
yeah. Awesome.
It infected the brain and had 100% fatality rate. That's insane. Like, and it was news. Like, great idea.
I think it's because they know now that they can't really get away with it. So they'll just tell everyone, oh, yeah, we've developed this. If, it's going to get out. If it gets out, oh, yeah, this is why it
100%.
got out.
Within 7 days. Every rat was dead within 7 days.
And then, wasn't there a lot of celebrities building bunkers?
Yeah.
It's sort of
So-
all happening at the same time with all these
Yeah.
other things. Yeah.
Oh, mate, Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Mr. Meta.
Zuck.
Yeah.
Gates as well, right? And Amazon. Bezos. Jeff Bezos is making a massive bunker.
I'm sure they all are.
And I think there was a basketballer, one of the basketballers came out in his Twitter or something saying, oh, yeah, I've also just finished my pretty elaborate underground,
Bunker.
I'm not going to die
Yeah.
in the next few months.
And there's all these billionaires doing it in New Zealand as well. Right after that other one came out, the New Zealand dude came out saying, they've had heaps of millionaires, billionaires down here building bunkers.
So it's not just Mr. Meta, it's other ones too.
No.
Okay.
It's everywhere. So they're all planning for eventual disasters or known disasters.
I hope they're stupid enough to build somewhere on a tectonic plate and something happens and they all
just
die.
fills with lava.
Well,
Okay.
So then we're heading into like directed energy weapons, HARP, are they triggering earthquakes on the other side of the planet using HARP and all that sort of craziness?
Yeah.
It's just, I find it incredibly fascinating because it's one of those things I'm seeing a lot more of this. Like we were chatting before about the predictive programming, about kind of showing people all of these kind of scenarios in films, in books, and in the news, and talking about it so much more just to make it more commonplace. And there just seems to be so many of these weird coincidences building up right now where it just feels like people at the very top are prepping for something. They just know. It's more likely to be World War III. I'm leaning more towards there's going to be some kind of massive conflict.
Yeah.
Because, they know Ukraine is at an absolute shit point and nothing's going to happen with Ukraine. Russia's just going to keep on doing it. They can't get out of it. So they're going to say, we've got to do something big.
Israel, Palestine, China, Taiwan.
And poor old Kim Jong-un in the background. Hey guys,
What's he been doing lately?
He's
shooting missiles into the sea.
gearing up for Taiwan.
But who's been testing nuclear weapons recently? Heard that somewhere. So it looks like that started up again.
Was it Israel?
I don't know.
It wasn't Israel. No, who was
I
it?
didn't get a chance to search that, but
Was it Israel?
Who has been testing?
Might have been.
recent nuclear tests.
Nukes recently.
Speaking of bombs,
Oh, North Korea. Oh, no, not North Korea.
they don't have any bombs, do they? Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah. They do underground tests.
Nuclear weapon tests. It should have current dates. Scroll down a bit.
Oh, shit, sorry.
That's right.
No.
Fine.
North Korea conducts underwater nuclear
still
weapon
testing,
system tests.
Yeah, it's either underwater or in a mountain.
Yeah. Didn't they level a mountain sometime back? Like some years back?
Yeah.
Speaking of bombs, did you hear about the false bomb threat? A guy was getting onto a plane in the States, I believe, and he sent a message to his mates on Instagram, I think. He said, just about to get on board with this bomb sort of thing. And so they're up in the air and they get told, we're going back. And so they get turned back. He's instantly arrested as soon as they get there. And so whoever is in charge of Instagram or whatever, they're giving the government full access to this stuff, I guess. And they were able to, while he was in the air, get this message and figure out who sent it, where they were going, all this sort of stuff, and then get the plane and get it back.
Mr. Meta owns it all.
Wow.
Was he joshing? It was a
joke. Yeah, it was a joke.
It took him a while though. It's like already halfway across the world now. Let's turn.
It was right before he took off.
But
But that's pretty quick.
how far into the flight do you know? Or?
I don't think they were far.
Not far.
Not far. So it was that's crazy. I mean, I know how you go to an airport. Yeah, you don't joke about bombs or anything like that. That's a serious crime. But sending a message to friends, like it's so
stupid.
It's
idiocracy, mate.
But it's so far removed. Like it's not as if you haven't made a threat to anyone. It was a joke in a message.
What, I'm bringing a bomb on the plane.
I don't know exactly what he said, but it was quite clearly a joke. It was quite clearly a joke.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it just couldn't take a chance. Someone reports it in. And,
I think they even got they did. They got a plane escort back. Military air jet got escorted back.
Tom Cruise.
And he went to court for it. They charged him $20,000 for the bomb threat, and then the airline charged him another $100,000, or the military charged him another $100,000 for scrambling a jet.
The scramble fee.
Yeah.
Now, riddle me this: is this reality and fiction kind of blending into reality? But wasn't there something similar where somebody was at the airport and they messaged their mate saying, like, I'm going to blow this shit up, but he was actually talking about the fact that he had a really massive
Oh, no.
and it was one of those ones where it got out and he got arrested and he was like, no, I genuinely just needed to poo.
Oh, no.
That's one you should look up because I'm quite certain there was one of those ones when he was in court for it afterwards. And he got let off because he was saying, I needed to have a really big poo. I wasn't going to blow
What forum
shit
was he
up.
actually posting?
We're going to blow the toilet up.
I'm not sure. It was like it could have been
to the whole
Twitter.
public.
Yeah,
to the
Twitter
whole
or something.
public.
I'm here at
Right.
the airport. Man, I'm just going to blow shit up. And
Yeah, but put a like a shit emoji or something.
Yeah.
But at airport, we're all sensitive about that specific word.
do you use emojis lots when you're posting on anything? Or is that still
Posting.
very much, Twitter or Instagram?
I don't really
chucking
use
them on?
emojis.
No.
I get it. Emojis are in my descriptions for YouTube, but that's only because the AI puts them in.
Yeah.
I don't look for them.
Wait, no, mate, let's not talk about emojis.
Yeah, please.
So yeah, you were talking about how did we go from like Trump,
No.
nuclear
Vivek,
bombs, end of the world,
disease,
into men trying
That's
to blow
it,
up
mate.
planes?
That's the
That's how it
form of
goes.
nonsense, mate.
What not? Yeah.
What else? Have you seen? There was a Facebook algorithm set up to stamp out racism and biases online, and it found that 90% of hate speech is directed at white people and men. So it's really backfired on them. They were looking for racist stuff against minorities or bigotry against LGBTQ, but most of what they found was just directed at people like us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I experience it every day.
I
I open up the front door and it's like, you're white, get out.
Yeah, bias censorship.
It's very sad
Yeah.
because I'm always on social media being really mean to people.
Troll.
I'm not like I can't take it anymore. It's just I sit in the background and I watch the shenanigans and I'm just like, far out, guys. It's like, seriously, the way people post, it's like, do you want to like ruin your life forever?
Yeah.
Because people just get fired for this stuff so
Yeah.
easily now.
Yeah. It's say the wrong thing. And yeah,
And
you know.
Facebook is the number one place to get fired.
Yeah.
But then, do you ever go onto Facebook
No.
and make a post, like political post?
Nah.
No.
You meant to
Can't
just
remember last
post.
time I put a post in it, let alone a political post.
I just get linked into other friends and family who've put a photo up. And
I haven't logged in this year or for like 6 months, I think. 4 or 5 months ago, I went through the birthday reminders, and I went through like the whole year, and anybody who I thought deserved it, I put their I took a note of their birthday, and now I don't have to go to Facebook, so I can just get a reminder on my calendar.
Oh, okay.
Send a message.
No Facebook.
no, you don't use Facebook.
No. Forced to go on the Facebook chat because family members are on it. But besides that,
And
I like
the
to just keep it uninstalled.
marketplace,
Oh, that's actually good.
yeah,
I wish it was a separate app
Marketplace
and
is
just
it's the best thing about Facebook, I'd say.
probably
Marketplace.
the only thing.
Better than eBay.
Better than eBay.
Better than eBay.
That's a call.
Because it's so easy to get basically everything and anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people give stuff for free. Off you go. Get on the Facebook Marketplace. Zuckerberg.
The free stuff's good.
Just in
Yeah.
the background. What's he getting today? In his bunker. I wonder what Dan's buying.
Oh, okay.
Just metho and orange juice. I don't think you can buy metho and orange juice on Facebook Marketplace.
Probably separate.
But we digress. Continue.
Yeah, no,
Continue
that's
there.
great. It's great.
It's constant digression. Yeah.
Constant digression.
Yeah. Interest rates and taxes. Did you hear the other day? I think it's within the last week. I heard a radio report saying the Australian economy is doing really, really well. Inflation's been falling faster than expected. There's a good possibility instead of 2 interest rate raises, we're going to get 2 interest rate decreases this year because we're doing so well. Cut to the next day. It was the IMF. IMF called, who's our current Prime Minister? Albanese, calls Albanese and says, yeah, nah, you can't do that.
Really?
Yeah, they called him directly, I believe, and were like, yeah, nah, you cannot decrease interest rates. So then he turns around and goes, ooh, I've got this new taxation plan. I'm going to lower everybody's taxes. All right, this all happened one after the other. I'm going to lower everybody's taxes. What does that do? Gives everybody a little bit more money. What do they do with a little bit of money? They spend it. So it's just going to increase inflation, which will then give them the
more reason to
give them 2 more hikes.
Yeah.
The IMF is demanding more hikes. The rest of the world's still stuffed, they say. Like, you need to keep going.
But they don't have to increase or decrease. They can just keep it at that interest rate for another 6 months, 8 months. You know, they can reduce one interest rate and leave it like that for a year.
They could, but
We'll see where things go. But I reckon they're going to increase it at least once.
I think they're locked into those 2. I think the
Two
IMF knew there was going to be 2 more interest rate cuts, hikes, and then they picked up the red phone and said, nah, you can't go back on that. You have to do that.
2 more.
They can't do it.
No, that's
It's
not
not
good. Not good.
Oh, so it'll be another 0.5%, I guess. 0.25,
yeah.
probably.
From what I've heard, it's like this year, but I don't reckon we'll get it this year. I reckon we will get a cut, one. But now they're saying they're going to do 1 cut for us, and then the tax cut is going to be considered all you're going to get after that. Because there was talk about the banks doing two cuts, but they're doing 1 cut and then just this tax thing where we'll get a little bit less taken out of our tax. But then who's going to sit down and calculate, are we getting that money from our tax? Like, are we actually being taxed less? Would you ever do that? Would you actually sit down and
the amount that changes is very, very little to
Yeah.
each person. It'd be minor. You wouldn't even notice it. Really?
But, they get on the news and the way that they say, it's like, oh, you're going to see like $4,000 in your bank account.
No,
It'd be like $500 a year or something.
That's a possibility. They
So
can
it's
just
like
reduce
10
the
bucks a
tax
week.
rate for the lower income. Like they
So-
increase the rate of when you have lower interest rate. So what was it, 18,000? They increased it and they reduced the tax rate. So they can go, people in 40,000 income instead of just say 25%, they go to 22 or 20%.
Yeah, I think they lowered the max tax rate. So it went from like 200,000
That too, yeah.
down to 150 or 180 or something. So more people at that higher range get taxed higher.
They've honestly got to do something about it, because I've never witnessed on Facebook, and mainly in the socials, mainly Facebook, it is so more common now to get people posting on these we're a member of the Melton community groups and things like that. There's so many more people going, I can't afford to get groceries this week. Can somebody please help me?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So many of it now. Or I really would like some food. Can people make some meals for me and my family? You'd never see that before. It's only in the last few years, but that's just becoming so commonplace. Just people
People are doing it.
they
Tough.
just can't. Yeah, you can't afford it. You go into Woolies. And that's I can physically remember the one thing that I always watch. There's a breakfast cereal. It's one of these oat muesli with chocolate pieces. I can't remember what the brand is. It's quite nice. It's literally just muesli with just chunks of chocolate in it. But I remember when I first started buying it, it was $5.50, and this was during the pandemic.
Okay.
And now it's $9 for a box. So pandemic, so it's been like 4 years. So in 4 years, from $5 going up to $9 for a product, that's actually a lot. That's
insane.
That's a big hike. And you see that, and it's just like, damn. And there's so many
It's like
people.
80% or something. It's massive.
And they usually target like the products, like the crap foods that people usually buy. And the prices, they're just really
Yeah, yeah. All the chips, the biscuits, everything is just through the roof.
And they like Woolies, Coles, they're so dodgy, man. Like, have you seen all those clips now on the socials where people film the
specials
and they lift up the stickers like 50% off, and they lift it off, and it's the exact same price as when it was full price.
the
Can they do
families. Yeah,
Apparently.
the family size Dorito packs, the massive ones. They were $8 last week, and now they're in the front. In the front they have all the specials, like at the front of each aisle. So now there's the whole front of an aisle with all these Doritos, special $8.50, 50 cents more than it was last week.
Yeah. Because it's all psychological. So like people will go, oh, it's on special.
Yeah.
And they put it in their trolley.
Yeah,
and
not
they
even
don't
thinking.
Yeah. For anyone who watches internationally, might not mean much to you. But honestly, just shop at Aldi, man. Like we do that. We do the ads they're doing now. They're actually really good. Like the one with the woman and the man in the Aldi store, and it starts raining in the store because she couldn't buy the one product from Aldi, and she's like telling him, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to have to go to Woolies to find like the smoked haddock or something in a tin.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like crying, and he's crying, and he's like, it's okay, just do it, just go. But you're still my first shop. You're my number one shop. And it's true. We always now do that. Just shop at Aldi. Do your main shop at Aldi.
Yeah.
And it is genuinely like maybe not half price, but genuinely you will save probably about $80 on your normal shop if you get as much as you can at Aldi. Sponsor us, Aldi.
God.
Sponsor Dan and the crew.
Yeah, please sponsor us, Aldi.
Sponsored by Aldi.
Aldi.
Not the Lidl. We don't have Lidl here. Oh, we do. Don't we have Lidl
I don't
in
know.
Victoria somewhere?
Mm.
Out in where is it? Pretty sure. Lidl's just Aldi.
Coonawarra
It's
Band.
virtually just Aldi. It's like the Coles version of Aldi.
Oh, is it? Ah.
Were
I didn't know.
you thinking I was just making up the word?
No,
Lidl?
no.
I thought it was
before.
another.
I've
I
heard
thought it was
before.
another German one or something.
Yeah, it's in Germany they have Aldi and Lidl,
Oh, it is
Competing.
German. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and they're going to bring it here. Apparently it's good.
Gotcha.
cheaper.
Anything cheap is good.
Nuggets, just piles of nuggets everywhere. Like $2 a bag of nuggets. But we digress. Come on.
No, it's interesting. But other ads, seems like you're just trolling ads.
Yeah, no.
Tell us another ad you're interested in.
Oh,
I try to avoid them. When they're out, I just zone out like it's white noise. You just tuned in. What other ads?
I'm pretty sure I only picked these ones up because of the Australian Open.
Oh, okay.
They were on during the Open. We were watching the tennis.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
just streamed, like, just do the internet version. So I think they only have a very set amount of commercials on the internet
Right.
compared to live broadcast.
Yeah.
So they just plug you.
They got
just
money then, I guess.
Aldi,
During prime
Aldi.
time, Aldi is showing through.
No, because online advertising is cheaper than on air.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's more expensive during prime time as well, wouldn't it?
But it's streamed. So it's
Not live stream.
no. Is it live stream?
Yeah, well, it's the live channels, but I'm pretty sure the way they select the commercials or they play the commercials for that is different from the broadcast that goes through your aerial in. Because I'm pretty sure that's got a ton of just varied commercials.
Yeah.
But
But online, you'll get that same ad every break, sort of thing. Yeah.
KFC, it's usually KFC, RAC, Amy, Aldi. I really want to just go to Aldi right now.
Get some nuggets.
All that commercials, they work really well.
Oh, God.
It's so good.
Programming, yeah.
Yeah, some well-programmed. No.
Pass the bottle, please.
Which one? This one?
Don't say that. Yeah. Definitely want to get sponsored by Aldi if you just associate.
Is that from
programming with
Aldi?
it.
And the wine at Aldi is actually very nice and it's very affordable. Do you actually not shop at Aldi?
I used to.
Why do you
When they
not?
stored this specific brand of apple cider, but then they stopped. And
You only went for one.
I think I boycotted because my whole family was shopping at everyone. And just I used to get spam from them. Oh, buy this product, this product,
right.
this Weber, this mattress, and just like, yeah. And all the house was full of these German products. And just like, okay. So, a friend used to work there. I just never understood that a manager who works at Aldi doesn't get any discounts. No one there works at Aldi gets discounts.
I guess it's so cheap already.
No, it's not. It's not that cheap to be not actually, looking after your employees.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But about
At least they can sit down.
Oh, yeah, okay.
At least I can see.
Cut that off. Yeah, lazy.
So it's laziness.
No, it's not. Just
But I heard that Aldi managers get paid a lot.
I don't know what their
If
wage
you
is,
may,
but the fact that they don't. Anybody works. It doesn't matter what level you're at of pay. You don't get any discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they probably it's cheap already.
Doesn't matter.
It's
Bunnings
so
cheap.
cheap.
At certain things, but
No.
But tell me a company that you've worked for, you never really got any discounts.
We
Our
haven't.
company.
Yeah, we don't
We
get
have
free
movie
film
tickets.
work.
No. We go to a movie. It's like come to watch the movie you worked on, and you still have to pay for it.
Well, you get
It's not
free
true.
screening
we get
viewings, don't
free
you?
screenings. We do.
Yeah, okay.
We get screwed.
There
We
you
get
go.
free. We're not going to talk about secrets in the company.
We can dip into some movie work. You.
Let's talk about Zack Snyder.
He loves Zack Snyder. His favorite thing in the world is Batman v Superman and Justice League and all that stuff.
Do you like Zack Snyder?
Sorry?
Zack Snyder,
Yeah,
the director.
Yes, I do.
So you have been in the film industry for like 20 odd years, right?
22.
22. But unlike me, you've actually been on set a bunch of times. You've got to meet a bunch of people. Tell us some cool stories.
Oh, cool stories.
A cool story. Well, who's the worst actor that you've ever worked with? Who was a douchebag?
I'm not going to say it was a douchebag. None of them have been douchebags. But when we were doing The Killer Elite here in Melbourne. That was Jason Statham. What's that other British fella who's in
Simon Pegg?
City of Men?
Oh, Clive Owen.
Yep, Clive Owen and De Niro. But when De Niro was on set, it was incredibly high alert. And it was like we got this kind of bit of paper from like the assistant directors and stuff like saying all the things that you couldn't do around Robert De Niro.
How do you behave around?
Yeah, it was basically how to be
wow.
how to be a good person when Robert De Niro was on set.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I think this was kind of at the point of his life where he was almost this movie he was dipping into like the D grade movies. You know, he just had this massive plummet, and now he's really awesome again. Like he's doing absolutely fantastic movies. But yeah, like they just said, don't drink coffee around Robert De Niro. Like, don't approach him unless he approaches you. Don't talk to him when he's on set. And it just felt really kind of like...
Does it explain the reasons?
No,
When you sometimes just be more like, I just want to walk around the coffee, just see them, how he reacts.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's A-lister.
Really, coffee.
He's been around forever. He's got the pull that he can say whatever he like. Get out of my way, stay out
But
of
how
my
do you
way.
behave though?
He just sat in his chair, and then they said, okay, De Niro on set, and he'd go onto set, do his stuff, and then he'd sit down. I think he was just reading a book or on his phone, something like that. I think the coolest, Tom Cruise, when we were doing Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, again in Melbourne, because that was when he was with Katie Holmes.
Oh yeah,
So
jumping
that
on
was-
the couch, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was huge. He was staying
Yeah.
in Crown on the top floor, and like the paparazzi were absolutely bananas. And we used to do this thing on set, which was hilarious, because the paparazzi down at the Melbourne Film Studio, so they'd line the waterfront along the fence line. So you'd go out and you'd do things like you'd carry just like your box, but you'd put like a blanket over it, and you'd walk like really quickly, and you could hear them go like shooting you, and you're just like, yeah, it's just like my folder. There was one once they'd swear, they'd be just like that. Like that. The paparazzi, they were like full on.
Wow.
Just because, you've got to get a photo of Katie Holmes.
And
She was
Tom.
lovely. But Tom Cruise, he sat down next to me when we were filming this scene. It was like a fake airport that we'd built somewhere in Melbourne. I think at the World Trade Center
Oh yeah.
in
yeah.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
They turned that into an airport. And I was just sitting waiting because all that day we were just doing screens, like replacing monitors. That was the only VFX thing. And I was just sitting there, and there was an empty chair, and I literally just turned around, he walked up and just sat down, and he just started talking to me. He was like, hey man, g'day, what are you doing? All that, and I'm like, hi, and he just, what are you doing? He just talked to me, like really super friendly.
Yeah.
And he was getting ripped, and he told me, he's like, oh yeah, I'm working out because I'm doing that Night and Day with Cameron Diaz.
Oh yeah.
He was shooting that. He was so nice.
Yeah.
And he just was talking to me, and I was having like one of those things because you're like,
Oh my god. Tom Cruise is talking to me.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he does seem like a legend. I didn't used to like him. He really annoyed me for some reason. I thought he was like too pretty and too charming and too like over the top in some way. And he's always Tom Cruise in everything he does, right? But the movie that turned it around for me was Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, great.
Sort of watching him just get obliterated over and over again. It was the humor of it. It was he could, like, old Tom Cruise was not a Tom Cruise who would die on camera. He is the hero that makes it to the end.
Yeah.
Everyone else dies. I am the legend. So in this movie, it was like he just got beat down and he was willing to do that. I'm like, Tom Cruise is all right. And then everything after that, I'm like, yeah, go Tom. He's good. I like him.
Yeah.
It's great.
I think he did mention that though, like in a lot of the interviews, he was sort of like saying, because his character was an arsehole. He wasn't a likable guy. Like he was just a weasel trying to get out of the battle and didn't want to do anything. That kind of
That
thing.
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Until
different
the very
character for
end.
him. Yeah.
No, that was one of those few movies that I actually went and saw that in the cinema
Yeah.
because I'd read years ago. I'd read the manga, the comic, the Japanese comic it was based on.
All right.
It was actually quite different. Like in the comic, they're like the aliens are these huge round balls with spikes that float.
Oh.
But they changed that because obviously they probably wouldn't have translated very well.
Yeah.
Very exciting in the movie.
Yeah.
The round balls. But I remember like seeing that at the cinema and coming out and just going,
Yeah.
and like looking at other people like doing that kind of, wasn't that? good?
Yeah.
Wasn't that awesome? That was an awesome film.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I love Tom Cruise. He's a knob, like that Scientology stuff's knobbish, but all of his movies are good. What's a bad
You
Tom
pause
Cruise
there.
movie?
I like Tom Cruise. He's a knob.
Bad.
I was like, what?
He's a bit of a knob. Tom Cruise, if you're watching, you're actually a really lovely guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for
nice.
talking to me on set.
Gotta love Tom.
He was. But yeah, I've met so many other Aussie actors. All Aussie actors are lovely.
Oh.
Every single one.
No
of them.
one's a knob.
Nobody's a knob. And like they're good because Aussie actors, I think they still have the Aussie attitude where
Oh, that
They're-
connection. Yeah.
they're
Willing
part
to
of,
do it.
yeah, they're a part of a group of people making a piece of art.
Yeah.
So they hang out with the crew, they eat with the crew.
Hmm.
You know, you see Chris Hemsworth sit down like just with all like the grips and everyone just eating, chatting, and getting around. Like they don't go to their trailers. A lot of the American actors
They do?
go to trailers and be by themselves.
Yeah.
Mm.
Aussie
In
actors,
between takes, go. Yeah.
yeah, Aussie actors rarely will do that. They'll just sit with everyone, go to the coffee cart,
Yeah.
strike up conversations. Usually me, just like shake.
What big Aussie actors have you worked with?
Like we've been on with like Hugh Jackman.
The Jack.
Guy Pearce was my favourite though. Guy Pearce is the loveliest guy you've ever met.
Oh, yeah?
Super cool. And he's like fangies. He's got like this beaten up Subaru, like a Subaru wagon. Like he's had it for decades.
Really?
He doesn't drive like a fancy car. And he drives himself to set. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, there was this was Don't Be Afraid Again, and there was
When did that
nights
come out?
2009.
Okay.
Little Guillermo del Toro produced, but he kind of directed it in the end. It's a bit of a mess with the director.
Yeah.
But Guy Pearce was the main guy. But me and Julian were like up at 3 a.m. Julian Dimsey, VFX guy. But yeah, we'd be driving home 3 a.m. and there's like Guy Pearce in front of us and he's Subaru, like Dimsey and I were just like going, It's like, it's 3 a.m, guy, drive faster, man. And Julian would overtake him and Guy look and just go, he'd just be like, oh, then, good guy. He's really nice.
Yeah, I like a Guy Pearce. Did you ever see a Aussie film called Till Human Voices Wake Us?
What's
It
that?
was him and Helena Bonham Carter. It was an Aussie film.
What's it called?
Till Human Voices Wake Us.
Never heard of it.
Oh, 2002.
Very interesting film. Quite
Never
nice.
ever heard of it. I think
Quite
I know a lot
nice
of
film.
movies.
It's a real sort of contemplative kind of film.
And Helena is awesome in nearly everything.
She did an Aussie accent.
Very interesting.
Decent film. Worth a watch.
And it's so lovely and romantic. Okay, we won't watch the trailer.
Yeah, we can put it on there if you want. Then everybody
my
can
friend.
watch the trailer.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Aussie actors are good.
Yeah.
American actors, depends.
Mm.
Okay, I've got one more.
Wait, but-
One more interesting story. Do you want?
Go for it.
Now I can't remember her name. Bloody Rooney Mara.
Oh, yeah.
Rooney Mara is hot stuff right now.
She's Australian but working in America, right? Is that right?
No, Rooney, she's American.
Oh, she's American.
She was like, she's huge. Everybody will know Rooney Mara. But I didn't know who Rooney Mara was. I was incredibly ignorant about Rooney Mara. So I was working on Lion, the Aussie movie Lion. I was on set for that. And I spent a lot of time hanging out, chatting with this girl on set because she'd just gotten herself an iPhone, okay? And she was asking me about iPhones and going like, what apps can we get? What's a good app? And this was at the time when Angry Birds had just come out. Yeah, Rooney. And I got her to install Angry Birds. But the thing was, like, I was building this rapport with her and she was like chatting, and every day we went to set up and like, oh, g'day. I thought she was an extra. I thought she was just like, just she was in like a few scenes talking. Oh, maybe she's like a little bit part. And then it was just hilarious for like a good few weeks. We were just chatting and like I was messaging her about like apps she could install and all this kind of stuff. And it turned out it was Rooney Mara. And this is like
The lead
well later. And I
actress.
just,
Have you still got a number?
no, it must have been like one of those. They
A
have, like,
throwaway phone.
the burners.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, and then we did the Mary Magdalene movie. That's the one when Joaquin Phoenix and her, when Joaquin was Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were together. And she remembered me, and it was really funny. And she was just like, "Yeah, Lorena, how you going? I remember you." And then Joaquin was a bit kind of like,
And who?
Joaquin.
Okay. Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
So who's this guy?
But he was all right. He was all right. He was a bit high alert. Oh,
Yeah.
Joaquin.
He's an intense actor,
Very
right?
intense, incredibly intense.
Yeah.
But he's awesome.
Yeah.
Joaquin's a brilliant
Yeah.
actor. Brilliant actor.
Are they doing Joker 2?
Yep.
Yeah. Sick.
Elsewhere.
Oh, that's right. With the singer is
Gaga.
Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yep. But the thing is, have you seen their first Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I don't know. Like, what's your view of it? Was he just mental? Was it happening, or was it all in his head? I think that's the play that they kind of push at the end.
Well, the girlfriend stuff and all that stuff was in his head, right? But but the people going all crazy and stuff, that was real, right? And him shooting De Niro, that was real,
Yeah,
right?
I think the whole ending when he's in the mental hospital and they're talking to him about, I can't remember the exact dialogue, but I thought there was some kind of connotation that
nothing happened.
nothing
It was
happened.
all in his head.
That it's all in his head.
Okay.
So they're thinking like the next film is going to be in Arkham.
And then he'll
and it will-
get out.
Is everything going to be just more fantasy? Because apparently it's a musical.
Oh my God.
The new ones, there's going to be a lot of song and dance
Really?
numbers. So
Serious?
that kind of, to me, is leaning towards he's going to be having episodes.
Right.
But whenever he has an episode, it's going to move into this big song and dance routine.
Okay.
Hope it's just the intro.
Yeah.
No,
maybe
it's like-
one or two. No, don't go overboard.
Oh,
Getting
sweet.
Lady Gaga, because obviously he's going to sing. They want her for the singing.
Yeah, but what about him? Is he going to be singing too? He could probably sing, I'm sure. But yeah.
All the nerds.
Oh, he did. He did walk the line.
Yeah, he can sing.
He can
He
sing.
can play. But I think all the nerds are just hoping that they will connect it to the Batman.
Yeah, there was.
That's the discussion. There
Is that
could
some-
be a connection.
It has a similar sort of mood. I mean, you could fit them together, kind of.
Yeah.
But him shooting De Niro, that scene was so good. It's like I was like, oh, what?
What's the line? You get what you deserve or something? Or
Yeah.
something? I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember.
Oh, it was very intense, very cool. I think I'm about out of stuff. Oh,
Welcome to country.
I'm not sure I can do that one.
Do you want to?
Yeah. So today's Australia Day, right? Australia Day. Australia. Go Australia.
Australia Day.
So for those who are outside the country, there's a whole controversy around Australia Day because those who are on the Aboriginal side or the Aboriginals themselves say it was the day we invaded or it's Invasion Day or that it's celebrating colonialism and all this sort of nonsense. I don't believe in any of that. I think it's Australia Day should be a day to include all Australians, be them white, black, orange. I don't care what colour you are. We are all Australian. All. Right?
That's it.
Um,
Don't even need to define it, just all.
yeah, we're all Australian. And if you want to change the day, fine, whatever. I mean, it's not even officially it's not the day that we arrived anyway. We came like on the 19th or something. They say it was maybe the day that they arrived in Sydney Cove or whatever. But, okay, make it a day, whatever. The thing that really gets my goat is this welcome to country nonsense. When it only started a few years back, right? At some point, like I don't even know when it started, but When I first heard it, I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. It's all right. But now every single place you go, everywhere you go, anything you do, they are doing this. The first thing anybody speaks is, welcome to country. I'd just like to acknowledge the original owners of this land and da, da, da. Okay. This is a circle jerk. It's just lip service, right? It doesn't mean anything. I think anybody who wants to continue, here's my hot take. Anybody who wants to continue doing welcome to country should donate a portion of their salary to Aboriginal welfare. If you really mean it. Or give your land back. Or provide some of your rent towards them. Whatever it is, stop just talking your shit. Actually follow through, do something real, or shut the fuck up. That's my take.
What's your take on this very controversial
Still
topic?
digesting. Yeah, they say you shouldn't talk while you're digesting.
No, you shouldn't swim.
Oh God, I don't know. It wasn't even Australians that came in on Australian Day. It was England, and it wasn't until I think roughly 29 years later they actually, because it was called New Holland.
Uh-huh.
So it was British, landed. Then 29 years later, then they actually called it Australia.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it quite interesting. It's where I kind of compare it to. It's like you look at New Zealand. New Zealanders and the Maori, like they have really just cohesively gelled.
Yeah.
And like it is super common and super normal for like even like the white New Zealanders and even like the full immigrants like Asians and Africans. They'll get into like the haka, all this kind of stuff, and they're really accepting of like the Maori culture and the Islanders.
Yep.
But then for some reason, like here, people are still quite like, you know, when it comes to Aboriginal cultural things, we're all very kind of like, you know, like.
I don't mind the cultural stuff, but the trouble is, like in New Zealand, the Maoris are everywhere.
But they're not got taken over by the British, did they?
No, they
Yeah, what?
got a treaty. They're the only.
Oh, they
they're
kicked
the
their
only.
butts, didn't they?
They're the
Their
only
asses
natives. They're the only natives in the across the planet that fought back.
Yeah, so you can't compare them.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
So you can't compare them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
So
a very good point.
They've been meshed within from the get go.
They kicked the Brits' ass, mate.
Yeah, the Brits came in here and I'm from Tasmania. Tasmania.
excluded from it all?
Yeah, we
You got your own set of issues.
we absolutely annihilated the Aboriginal population.
Really? God.
But I'm Irish, so I wasn't part of the Brits.
Whoa. Wasn't the majority of the original settlers convicts?
Yeah, well,
They weren't even coming here voluntarily themselves.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm a first generation Australian, so I was the first born in Australia.
Oh, right.
Like my parents came from
they migrated.
migrated. So that's the thing. Like,
So where do you
we're all
count it from?
migrants, like, you know,
So
everyone's
you don't
a
understand.
migrant.
You can't talk.
How many generations of Australia are you?
Mocking you first generation too.
Yeah, see?
Just mocking you.
First generation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Dan, he's probably
That's
been
why-
here for 2,000
My mum came over from England, so I'm first generation from her side. But on Dad's, it goes back 3, I think.
Okay.
Two
So he's
or
been-
3. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the term invasion day. It's like
It wasn't an invasion. It was bit by bit and and convicts.
Because you don't like the truth, or you just don't like the word.
It wasn't an invasion.
This is
It's. I mean,
wasn't
not
really-
not by not in military terms. Not real. It's not. Wasn't. I don't know.
Would you write the word takeover then?
yeah.
Colonized.
Pleasant takeover. They were like, "Hello, we're from England. Would you like some tea?" And the Aboriginals were like, "Oh, maybe, yeah. Okay, we'll stay and bring some more tea for you."
So if you had some officer at your
I
door,
think it was tea. I
politely
think it was
goes,
whiskey.
"Here, I'm repossessing your house," presents it
of
nicely, a cup of tea, sure. That's
I think it was
acceptable,
the beer and the guns that did it. Wasn't it?
If we want to get really controversial, my favourite thing to bring up occasionally is they're saying that they found Indonesian, like Malayan artifacts on, I think it was Western Australia,
Okay.
that predates the Aboriginal.
Oh,
Really?
because
Population.
60,000 years back,
So
further than that.
yeah, like so they're saying that they would say probably it was more the Malayan, Indonesian. They were Malayan, what they like way back, they would call Malay, that whole area.
The
was
Malaya,
the
yeah.
Malaya, yeah. It was like people from there who actually came to Australia and probably like, oh yeah, this place sucks. Let's head back to the tropics.
It's warmer.
Yeah. But then I'm not sure, where do they say Aboriginals came from? Was it island, like the islanders, like they were?
I think last I saw was a Nat Geo.
Yeah. Where did they move from? Like migrate down from where?
Well, they tracked like DNA, and they were like, okay, they basically traced them back to Africa. So it's Africa to India to Australia. They found the same gene markers in all of those races. So it's like,
But you got to put that in the context of how were the continents back then? Were they connecting?
Pangea.
They just discovered another continent underneath. Well, it's New Zealand. So it stretched sort of
just
further,
found
further
Kong.
east and south from New Zealand, and then up sort of over it and to the north. So that would have probably bridged over to Asia and whatnot. The ocean levels were different. There were bridges. There were land bridges.
This is where we can back into that topic. I heard that you're a little bit of a fan of the concepts of the flat Earth.
Oh yeah, you did. No, the way you did it. No, I knew straight away. You just like the concepts. You actually like just molded the dome.
Flat Earth.
No. I don't think of flat Earth. I told you that. I don't.
You don't go to the flat Earth.
No. The
So-
flat Earth. No.
But that's the thing. Could the Aboriginal population have come from outside the ice wall?
Oh, you want to go to that now?
From Asgard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe so.
From Atlantis.
And I find that's just
Maybe that's where the cats came from, across the ice wall.
You find that stuff fascinating.
I do find it fascinating.
That was your cue.
Yeah.
The cat eyes.
I didn't hear you.
Oh,
What did you say?
I said maybe the cats came from across the ice wall.
The cats. Oh, the cats. The cats.
What are the cats?
Good try.
Yeah.
So, have you heard about the cat's eyes thing? So, do you know how cats have a slitted eye? This is not like any other large cat. Tigers, lions, all of those have
And bears?
normal eyes, like round eyes.
Sorry, you did lions and tigers and bears.
Bears, yeah. Oh my. The big cats, panthers, all of them, they just have normal round eyes. Only domesticated cats have the slit eyes, which are more like reptiles.
Lizards.
And they're like,
Yeah.
there's like a conspiracy theory maybe, what did the Egyptians do to the cats? You know, like were they breeding cats and crocs or something? Like why are they so different from all other cat species? I found it interesting. I don't have any more information, but I thought it was...
You don't ever say it.
No, I have some say, but not on that. Just made me think about what I've just seen recently, where you see people and have that sort of eye slit. Yeah, and then links to
I saw a good video of that.
lizard people.
The
So
reptilian.
reptilians that live under. Yeah.
That's where I check out.
Really?
David Icke. You like David Icke? Is it Icke?
Ike.
Icke and his whole bent on the reptilians.
Yeah.
That's where it pushes too far into fantasy land.
Yeah.
But I'm more keen on the
ice wall.
Ice
the
wall.
reptilians.
Because I remember you saying you should talk about that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up because I know
Oh, I love that stuff.
you dabble in
But
it.
I
But
love
that
it.
reptilian goes deeper, where you see that talks about Joe Biden with the skin hanging and the
Yeah.
legs and the
You see
legs
that eye
as well.
thing? He was standing behind Obama and he was scratching his eye, and then this eye went fully black, and the other eye was kind of black too, but he was rubbing that one. But it was like, what? Dude? It's like, what's going on with that guy? Don't know. But you never know if people are fudging with the film or whatever. It's like,
You'd have to get the best one of all of those videos with Biden, the the number one where people are always discussing is the hand through the microphone one. It's not like a reptilian or that kind of stuff, but it was like
Hologram.
It was a weird edit kind of thing where somebody had the mic like that, but the hand was like
Through it.
cutting through it, and it was really weird. And like people were discussing online, like it just didn't make any sense. Like why this happened? Like why would they have?
Maybe it was staged on a green screen.
Yeah, it's like did they stuff this up?
Right.
It was like a really weird kind of edit. People online will probably know this. It's
Should
quite
find
a
it, should
quite a
find
common one.
Mm.
The Biden hand mic. But back to the ice walls.
Oh, the ice wall.
Dan was telling me, he's like, oh, Josip loves this stuff. Josip's like a flat earther.
There
Not a
was
flat earth.
Josip's like a hollow earther.
Have you seen the old footage where people are flying with Cessnas or planes during the sort of discovery stage?
Yeah.
And you see them flying around there, around the ice wall? Not
Yeah.
past it, of course. Yeah, but
flying along the ice wall in a plane.
Yeah.
But what does that?
no, I'm not saying
Show.
it's proving nothing.
Oh.
Just have you seen those videos?
Yeah.
Oh.
But they say, and we've done a lot of research. One of my wife's co-workers has recently just booked her trip to the Antarctica.
Ooh.
So she's doing the one where you have to go to South America to get the boat down. And people say it's proof that you can go to Antarctica, that they're not allowing it. They're allowing you to see it, and you can fly around it. But there's so many...
There's only specific spots
It's
you can go.
only-
Yeah, you don't fly around the whole thing.
That's it.
And like all the other people, oh, the Antarctic thing is a load of crap because you can just fly there. You can take a cruise there. They only let you go to one space, but everywhere else is off limits. And why is everywhere else off limits? Why could you go to jail if you get your own ship and go down there? You get...
Or you get shot down if you fly near there.
Basically,
They're hiding something.
what are they hiding?
Well, I think they have a lot of technology down there that they're hiding. I don't think they're hiding an ice wall that leads to more land or whatever. I don't think it's not easy to circumnavigate the whole Antarctic. It's gigantic, right? It's bigger than Australia, right?
Your satellite, so
massive.
you don't even see it.
Yeah, the satellite. I hate that the satellites is
blacked out?
dodgy. Yeah, there's no satellite footage of either of the poles. It's like this.
But it was said that Hitler had all
this
his
is why.
bases up there or down there.
Yeah, I don't think they still do, but there are bases there. Like the NASA guy that spoke with that Sean. What's his name? Sean.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Sure.
What's that YouTube guy?
Well, we just looked him up.
Yeah.
He's on my YouTube. No, on my...
I think he's the one that released all the blueprints, what he saw as
Sean
well.
Ryan.
Sean Ryan.
Hi, Sean Ryan.
Hi, Sean Ryan. He interviewed the dude from NASA, and he's like, "Yeah, there's all sorts of secret stuff going on."
He had
in
access to all the
Antarctica."
rooms, basically. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So I haven't. Did you watch the whole thing? I haven't watched the whole thing.
No, just little snippets here and there, though. Not just the one, but
So that looks fascinating. Like, yeah, I'm sure they've got all sorts of secret stuff down there. Because all the countries of the world made a treaty and said, let's just leave it alone.
But they agreed just on that. They can't agree on anything else.
They did it after World War II, I believe.
Change. They can get
Right? After World War II, they said, off limits. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pretty sure they did divvy it up, isn't it? Like each country has a little section
No,
to watch after, or
no. I think it's just like all the countries go to that one massive base, and they all have, because they were saying there was recently things where they were like, there's people fighting there, like the Chinese were having a crack at.
So it's like the space
Australians.
station,
Yeah,
basically.
it would be like a space station.
Multicultural.
Well, it's so cold. It's inhospitably cold. It gets to -70 down there. That's like you die immediately in that.
Does it get lower than that?
I think maybe -80 max, but it's
I think Europe's it's -70. Yeah, but yeah, cold.
minus Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Yeah.
So I reckon what happened was Hitler knew what was going on. Hitler went there, and he got there. Hitler found something there, and their German armies found something, and they developed stuff down there. And what happened? We absolutely annihilated Hitler. The Americans, the Australians, everyone, they went there, they got the stuff, the tech, and I reckon that's what's happening. So that's what they say. They say, And this is where I come into the UAP discussion, was the things that you see now have come from there. I reckon it's old German tech that's been redeveloped, and they say now the likelihood of it being aliens is very slim, and it is us
I think it's all us. I don't
from
think
the
it's aliens.
future sending stuff
Oh,
back.
you're going to future now.
Or interdimensional stuff.
Okay.
You know.
It's interdimensional, and it's us.
Right.
Not Project Bluebeam.
What about Miami?
What?
The Miami aliens.
Oh, that one. The
see
strip
that?
with like 100 cop cars.
Or 200, it was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like talking about giant aliens moving all weirdly. And there's no footage of it. Apparently, like people who were inside there said like their phones weren't working. Like they couldn't take footage of it.
Yeah. That's dodgy. And that wasn't like a distraction, because what surrounding events?
No, there
happened
was
around
something
There-
surrounding at the time.
Like 50,000 homes were out of power. Oh, you
Really?
mean as a distraction?
Yeah,
or something else?
distraction, you know,
But-
sleight of hand.
Within Miami at that same time, there was heaps of power outages. They shut off the airspace, like nobody could go near it.
It was a drone.
And-
it was a drone.
And the 200 coppers in that mall
Remember London airport? Someone
Oh, yeah.
supposedly full of drone,
Oh,
shut
yeah.
everything down. Yeah.
for hours, right? That was bullshit.
I think days.
That's such a
maybe,
lie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I reckon Project Bluebeam. I know. I don't believe in aliens like that.
I don't know. God knows what that was.
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's aliens.
But if it was, that's hilarious. Like just aliens accidentally phased into a mall somehow. Like and it's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, hey, look at the bag, nice bags. Oh, you can get some shoes.
What would they do down at Miami Mall? Yeah, they were just dicking around with their tech. It's like a bunch of teenagers.
Wouldn't the
Teenage
military go on
aliens.
high alert and scramble some jets or something? Alien, you have what, a couple hundred cop cars? What is-
Well,
I don't
they did. They might have been Black Hawk coppers.
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 A couple of black
Helicopters.
coppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Project-
Oh, that was odd. But then with the power outage, yeah,
Very odd.
probably time to start
That's
stocking
why
up on supplies.
Yeah, we live in such an awesome time, don't we? It's like now there's so much, all this stuff, the social media, people making videos of everything.
that was sort of partial, like genuine and like really awesome, or
Yeah, it's crap and it's awesome at the same time.
yeah.
So we get to talk about all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, I think we're in the weird times. I think there's a lot of change going to be happening.
All right, let's go.
Is it
Yeah.
video time?
Let's do some. No.
Every single photo of space, Mars, Jupiter is fake computer generated. Every comment who DM'd me, they said, "Are you crazy?" I got millions of comments saying, "I've been scrolling for 30 minutes and they're all fake photos." I know Jesus is real, but I am more certain of flat Earth. What is the map of flat Earth? It's the United Nations flag. Just search up azimuthal equidistant map.
Azimuthal equidistant.
It's the only map of Earth that is scientifically as is. As in, don't change it. And now look how scary this is. Look at this map. It's the United Nations flag. Not just that. Antarctica is that ice wall all around.
So if someone got on a plane and just flew straight this way, and eventually I just go off the fucking map.
Not allowed. Antarctica, illegal to explore. You can't fly over it, not because it's so cold. That's not the reason. The only person who flew over the North Pole was the Queen's brother. Every single photo of
All right. So, the map thing, how he said that's the only map that is as is, that's like accurate. That's not true. That's actually doesn't make sense, because if Antarctica is stretched all the way around, then it's, if it's actually a sphere, then no, it's not. It's just because it's wrapped out from the bottom. It's flattened out. So, but yeah. Anything to say?
Oh, I agree with the space and the photos.
Yeah.
You've seen them where they're doctored.
There's apparently only two. They say two real photos of Earth, which is Earthrise, which is doctored, but two together. Well, it's like the moon's in the back and then Earth behind it, and the other one is the pale blue dot. Do you know that one? some satellite that they sent out, and as it was going past Jupiter or something like that, they said, "Hey, why don't we turn it around and take a photo of Earth?" So it's just a little dot in the distance. So everything else is.
It's a lot of bollocks.
Yeah,
It's like you see the absolutely gorgeous kind of ones that you put in your wallpaper of like, some galaxy that what's the super powerful telescope?
The Three Sisters or whatever.
But it's virtually
Hubble
what it would be is like you get your kid to get like 4 crayons, hold them together and just go like that on the piece of paper, and they get back like something like that, and then they just give it to somebody creative on the computer and go, make it look pretty.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And then they always will plug that stuff and say, look at this picture. And it's so high detailed. You see all these tiny, but they physically can't do that. They can't get that level of imagery.
They get the image, but they're shifting colors, like from infrared spectrums and spectrums that the eye doesn't see. They're pulling that into the image, and the colors aren't accurate. They do that, but the image in itself is derived from true sources, but they amplify it like crazy. As far as I know, anyway.
Yeah. I just think I'm at this stage of life. It's like where you just say you can't really trust anything these days.
But if you see lies there, where do you put your trust in? Then isn't it, what is it, cognitive dissonance? You're choosing what's truth and what's not. You see NASA, where they're in a space station, you see the footage where you can see it like they're tied up, and you can see the hands going through actual structural framework.
Yeah.
So you can see that they've done that in a green screen.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they need to just represent on live stream quickly. Maybe they didn't have it, but why not be truthful? So if you see that lie and other things here and there, then what do you choose? What's truthful and what's not?
Yeah.
So how do you know that space is actually legit? Because who actually teaches about space? Isn't it NASA, military? But this is all stuff that as we go on where we talk about propaganda, it's what they're relaying to us. So then we're choosing what's truthful and what's not. So don't they say we should question everything?
Yeah.
If you find out someone that you know close to you is a perpetual lie and everything they've said about is a lie, you're going to trust anything that comes out of their mouth, or even you're going to start questioning things in the past. You go, is this truthful? Is it not? So you scratch everything and you start re-questioning everything and you go,
Okay.
you know?
Here we go.
It's full on.
Watch this. This is... turn that off. That's the space station, and then it comes around and you can see the Earth. Now, we could assume that curvature is not real. Let's say but you can see stuff is coming from somewhere. Like if it was flat, you wouldn't be seeing new bits. You would just see it go on forever, right?
Oh, you have following the notion of flat, okay.
Yeah, basically flat. So, like, looking at that, you can clearly see it's
Can you
rotating.
switch it and play it over again where it rotates? Because all the cameras I've seen from even SpaceX, because of the fisheye, when you're tilting around, doesn't it actually start warping the Earth a bit? Looks like it stayed the same curvature.
It's
when it tilts. No, when you start seeing the Earth and when it rotates.
So it went flat. It started flat.
I'm talking about the same curvature. I've seen
when it first came in, it looked flat, and then it bowed as it came into the camera. Have a look again. So right on the edge there, it'll come in as flat. See, it was concave for a second.
I'm not talking about the fact that it was coming in. The fact that when you see it horizontally, most of the frame or half the frame, and then it rotates around, shouldn't it be changing how it bends?
Not really. If it rotates,
SpaceX ones, you see where even the capsule, you see where it's curved a lot, and then it goes flat and it changes.
Depending on which part of the lens you're looking at. So if it's in the center, it should be fairly flat, and as you go to the edges, it bows out in a certain direction. Depending on which way it goes, right? It should bow that way, right?
When it's like that and going some vertical to horizontal, it seemed like it had the same amount of curvature between it.
Yeah, so if it's still in the center of the frame, it's going to have a similar curvature. It's only when you
If
go
it
off
starts
to the
panning off the
edges,
sides.
then it changes the curvature.
Okay.
What else we
What
got?
can you believe though?
First 47 years in my lifetime, I'd say for the first 47 years, that nobody thought the Earth was flat, right? And in the last 5 years, all of a sudden, people, are coming out telling me there's an ice wall that you can go look at. Like there's these ice walls. Like we're basically in this giant bowl of, I don't know, cereal or something.
Yeah.
But then once again, I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. But like, what is the upside to telling me, a sheeple, that the world is flat, is round when it's really flat?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the upside of doing that?
Right. Why trick us? Why deceive us?
Yeah. What do you get out of doing that? And they can't seem to answer it. I go, what you need
Easy,
to do
if
is
you're
get a
hiding
pilot's
something.
license and go for your instrument rating. And then when you see VOR signals and realize one of the things that blocks it is the curvature of the Earth, you'll stop trying to rent a boat to go look at the ice wall. In my...
It's good.
Oh, hilarious.
So many weird
I've
things.
seen a few of his ones. It's funny.
There we go. This is on the pictures.
Yeah.
Same clouds, 1978, 2017. See? Same cloud, same cloud. Same clouds.
Yeah. It's just like this.
I think that's the other real
We
photo.
had, I think they gave me a little bit of photography training. I had a camera I took home, a Hasselblad, took a few pictures, but didn't even have a light meter on our flight. And so we were in lunar orbit, upside down and going backwards. So for the first several revolutions, and we didn't see the Earth. And didn't really think about that. And then we righted ourselves, heads up, and twisted the spacecraft so it was going forward. And while Frank Borman was in the process of doing that, suddenly I saw out of the corner of my eye this color. It was shocking.
Oh my God, look at that picture over there. There's the Earth coming up. Wow, that's great.
Earth phase.
You got a color film, Jim? Hand me a roll of color quick. Oh man, that's great. Where is it? Quick.
So I managed to get Lovell to get me a color magazine, put the long lens on and started snapping away.
You got it? Yep. Just take several. Take several. Here, give it to me. Wait a minute, let me just get the right setting here. Just calm down, Lovell. Oh, I got it right. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
That looks pretty real, man.
Okay. Now there's exposure. I did. I picked you up. You sure you got it now? Yeah, it'll come up again, I think.
We had...
So that's the other real footage of the Earth. Otherwise, they haven't taken any shots.
Yeah, supposedly that's real.
That's allegedly. I think that's as real as you can get, mate. Like,
yeah. So if we get proven that there's either this ice wall or it's
there
a
is
dome,
an ice
you're gonna
wall.
eat your hat,
There
or
is
you're not
an
wear a
ice
hat.
wall that's like 2 miles high, but that's Antarctica. It's just huge and gigantic.
Yeah. No, they're hiding something. A lot of dodgy shit.
Sure, they've got stuff there. for
Yeah,
sure.
I reckon definitely experiments. Like you don't have to go too far out with conspiracy theories for that.
Wasn't there some weird thing like monsters got out recently or something like that?
Yeah, I've heard of that chatter. Have you heard of that?
No,
In the last
what's
couple of
this?
weeks, yeah.
There was apparently they
Some
dug
creatures
something up,
as well.
some creatures or something. I heard some weird rumor about creatures getting out in Antarctica, like the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but there was somebody saying, like, it was one of those, I think it was, the World Economic Forum they had quite recently.
Buddies.
And there was one woman on there, I don't know who she is, but she was talking again about, because Antarctica's losing its ice, there's probably going to be some crazy virus, crazy thing will thaw out of Antarctica and kill us all. They're saying that. They love bringing that one up.
Have you seen Aquaman 2?
No.
God, they're hitting it hard with the climate change shit.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's
perfect
It's
movie
the
for it.
entire plot. It's the entire plot. I'm like, oh my god! And they didn't even do it that well either. Like,
I thought Aquaman would be happy with all the oceans rising, more place.
they could have played it like that.
Yeah, more space to have a swim. Off we go, lads.
Oh, that's funny.
Atlantis expanding, getting new land.
The whole globe.
It's a
That's
pity about
funny.
it. I haven't seen it. I'll watch it. But
The effects are amazing. It's almost entirely CG.
the director James Wan, he's a good guy. I know James, and they screwed him on this one.
I met him
100%
one time.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't remember, but years ago when I came to Melbourne, I was really good mates with this fellow called Eamon, and Eamon was one of the original guys who set up he was one of the presenters for ABC Kids. Like their original, this is back in 2000, and he used to hang out with James Wan and Lee Winnell. This was pre-Saw, so they were just about to do the short film that got them to make the main movie. And I went out drinking with my mate Eamon and the same guys. Yeah, and he was a lovely fellow, James. And you just watch Aquaman. Aquaman's fantastic, and all of his other movies are really good. They screwed him on this one. Like they deliberately cut it, edited it, reshot it, and I think I'm not surprised if he doesn't Alan Smithy it.
His name's all over it.
Yeah.
But it did pretty good considering, because all the controversy with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, they needed to get rid of her.
She's in it a lot, isn't she?
She's still in it a fair bit.
Yeah, they just didn't advertise it with her.
I can see where she's missing from. It's like, okay, you could tell they wanted more of her at the start, but they're like, okay, they were hiding her in a back room somewhere. But, yeah.
So climate change is good for Aquaman, but not good for us.
Climate change. Climate change.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to do a new section. Do you believe in
Flat Earth? No.
that carbon dioxide causes climate change?
Hell no.
No.
No. Do you know what the percentage of carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere?
It's lower than what it used to be.
You know the facts.
I mean, from thousands.
You know the stats. Tell us.
Take a guess.
I don't know. I can't say.
Take a wild guess.
8%.
8%.
Probably 1%.
8.3%.
8.3%. That's funny that you say that.
8.3%.
It's probably
No.
0.01%.
No, I saw a clip some time ago of a guy asking a bunch of politicians. He's like, what portion is it? And they go 5, 6, 7. I'll go on the high side. 8. 0.04%.
I was close to 0.01.
Yeah, damn it.
0.04%.
I thought it was something very low, but you said 8, and I'm like, he's a smart fella. I'm going with Josip. So,
I've seen the video.
It's 0.04. It's insane. But pre-industrial age, it was like 0.03. So we've put a little bit in. But, 1 sec. At 0.02, all plant life dies. So apparently pre-industrial era, we were getting so low that plants were starting to suffer. And there's this thing called planet greening, I think they call it. So because we've been putting extra CO2 in the atmosphere, the Earth has gotten greener over the last 15, 20 years. Places like Siberia and all that sort of stuff, they're going off.
And what about, it's interesting because you just mentioned when we hit 0.02, it's sort of detrimental to a lot of beings on this Earth.
Oh, plant life.
There's a lot of carbon capture programs that are coming into effect. Big machinery that just sucking all the carbon out. So,
well, the good thing is we keep increasing it anyway. As much as we,
are we?
Yeah.
I thought things are just slowly ramping down. No.
No, as much as we are pushing the green agenda worldwide, we're still just using more and more energy. Even to build an electric car costs way more energy to build than a normal car.
You look at just construction, I'm looking at consumption.
Everything, construction, everything.
Consumption, I'm talking about as well, where technology advances, so you start having cleaner producing vehicles. Catalytic converter, for example.
But at the moment, there's just more people using more stuff. So it's regardless of our efforts, it's still increasing anyway.
Yeah. But they want to make it a thing of reducing it. So does that mean we're going to have less efficient crops?
Only if it comes down. If we take it down too far.
We're going to keep taking it down, but I don't know to what extent. But
they'll have to see. They'll probably it'll start going down a little bit.
Start collecting our carbon CO2 in balloons, huh?
And what was it with? Who was it? Was it Bill Gates doing the whole?
He's part of the carbon capture,
cutting down the forest and burying them or something.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard him actually say we need to cut down the forest and bury it.
What? Start releasing? What? Oh,
To
because they're
reduce
releasing
the
To reduce it. It was.
But then
It
they
didn't
wanna-
make any sense at all. What he was saying.
But then there's so many
We need
massive
less
programs
trees, he said.
built, like plant trees. But it's funny, Microsoft in their weather app, if you actually go into like your Edge browser in the weather app, they've got this kind of little kind of points thing where it's a plant a tree thing, where it's actually if you do certain tasks every day within your Microsoft weather,
reducing the carbon footprint.
they will plant a tree. If you get to a certain amount of points, they plant a tree.
Okay.
But then here's Bill Gates on the outside. He's still heavily involved in Microsoft, but this him on the outside going, oh yeah, but we're going to cut down the trees and bury them because, you know.
Never heard that one. Wow.
Yeah,
save
it was
the planet. I thought we wanted things to be more green.
Yeah.
What do we want these days? Billethy Gates.
Billethy.
Can you please send me one of your new Surface laptops when they're released? Thank you.
Surface laptops.
It's good. They're going to be good. The new ones are going to be
good.
Apparently, they've got the new AI chip in there.
Surface what? 20? What?
Yeah, what? The Surface lap, not the Surface like this is like a tablet thing.
Yeah.
But the laptop.
Oh, okay. Marginally better.
This tool will
Was it this bit?
Thanks, Bill.
Was it this interview where he said less trees? Oh, it's half an hour. Screw that.
Just stop like Bill Gates burying trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it's burying trees. Because I'm quite. Maybe we're talking out of our ass.
I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah, somebody was saying something about saying we have to chop down certain amounts of forest and bury them to help kind of cool the earth.
It doesn't make any sense.
Is that totally opposite?
Yeah.
No, but that's why they wanted to do it. And that's why Bill Gates is buying all the farmland. We're going to strip it, he'll turn it into dust bowls, and then we'll get interstellar for real. Because that's what interstellars happens. And that's what they're saying. That's what's happening now in certain parts of America. It is like that because of the reduction of agriculture.
And also they unicultures. They're so stupid over there the way they farm. They just make the farmers grow the same thing over and over and over again, which just depletes the earth.
Yeah.
Like you can't
the
grow
topsoil.
you can't grow anything.
They say we've got 20, 30 years left of topsoil left.
You need to. You have to rotate your crops.
Horrible at the moment as it is, dude.
It's getting that's why the food's getting less and less nutrition.
8 oranges just get the same amount of nutrition when we were younger when we had 1 orange.
There's less and less nutrition in the food because there's no nutrients in the earth anymore.
I have family members come over to Australia, and when they taste, it doesn't matter what category of food it is, man. Seriously, it's bland. It's bland. It's like the bigger bananas, you just dilute it. It's like, the smaller ones more concentrated. Everything just tastes worse.
It's true. But if you go to Tasmania, it's different.
Oh, you promoted Tasmania.
Promote Tasmania. Everything in Tasmania tastes better.
Maybe we should build a bunker
Sure,
there.
it does.
Tasmania's safer.
All right.
Further away from everything.
We need
to run out of fuel before it hits Tassie. Yeah.
We need to do some Keith clips before we go. Something that will. Okay, so those of you that don't know Keith has a wonderfully strange sense of humor. So things that I've been bookmarking are things along that line. So we'll see. What is this one? Oh, that's pretty.
At first I didn't really like you. And now I still don't.
I don't know why.
Just listen.
I thought you'd like it.
Female self-defense.
Is this still going or is it repeating? I can't even tell.
It's got like a beat to it. Oh, weapon sound.
It's like a pool cue.
I think it started again.
All right, let's go. Douche.
And only 62. That sucks. Yeah. It was the famous one.
Pompeii man saw his entire world crumbling to fire and ash to decide to crank one out before facing eternity.
Legend.
Wait, does he have a smile on his face?
Just crank one out before facing it. Eternity. Legend.
Why are you hanging out with him? He can't even walk.
Yeah? Well, I can. And I'm walking away from you. Actually, let's roll.
Making fun of someone with a disability is retarded.
Why are you hanging out with him?
When was this guy?
That's got to be 80s.
Yeah. Oh my god.
1986. Oh, it's a sketch comedy show, Mad TV.
This sounds off.
I thought it was legit.
Mad TV was very
video
bad.
I
but-
did about this
Yeah, I've seen that photo.
thinking on nurses and I CNAs for their service. We've already established that this is the biggest piece of shit to ever come out of a human being. Ever. A couple people in the comments said, I've seen a big, I'm a nurse, I've seen a bigger one. No, you haven't. You're lying. Look at the size of this thing, dude. Okay. And it's been bothering me because I keep seeing the video pop up. What are they doing with that? You're not flushing that. That's not going down into the toilet.
They're taking it to show their
Are they
buddies.
using a
To
scalpel to
insert it
cut it
someone
up
else's
and
ass.
flush it in chunks? Or are you giving it to the maintenance guy to bury it in the backyard? Just look at her forearm. Look at her forearm in comparison to the size of this. Look at the fear in her eyes. Look at the fear in her eyes. You know, that guy was like, you carry it, dude. I'm not carrying that. Remember?
His voice. It's crushing. Stop. I'm serious. Stop. It's been smothered.
He kept on me.
Don't do that! Yo, why is your ass in my face?
It's getting his chest crushed and his ass. Oh my god. But he's thrusting his head into his ass.
You can remove an entire object from video.
This was...
Here's how. ProPainter's latest AI video in-painting method is a game changer in video editing.
This is hilarious.
Does that leave you out of a job?
My energy going to 2024. Every dead body on Mount Everest was once a highly motivated person, so maybe calm down. I don't know why I'm there.
No, because all the dead people are still up there.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just leave them there.
Yeah.
I just like there's those awesome, amazing photos of like the lines of like 100 tourists.
Yeah.
In one long line going up Everest, and you just see
Dead bodies
just around them.
I've seen video of like them sliding down the hill.
What?
Like, yeah, people going up it, and then it's like, they're just watching people just dead, just slide down the hill. People freshly dead.
Yeah.
Oh, fresh meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very incredibly common. Apparently they give you very kind of lots of talks pre the walk saying you were going to see this if you can't cope, and there's a very high chance you will die. You really want to do
It's
this?
not very high. There's so many thousands go every year. It's practically easy to do nowadays.
But there are points, yeah. 'Cause there's still people who go up there and they're just like you and me. They have tried. I'm going to Everest, so let's go. You tell the wife, you want to go with the kids for a bit of a hike up Everest?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
All right, let's
not-
do one
not
last
doing
one.
it. Yeah.
No.
Let's,
I have
let's,
trouble getting out of bed.
we'll stop on the next.
It's just a helicopter ride, mate. Base camp.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I can go to base camp.
Until you
chill
freak
at
out
base
when you see one guy there. I saw an article for it on news. It was a couple of weeks ago where, as you said, you're going up the road, but it's literally in a little crevice. You see a guy there, just dead. And I think it was there for over 20 years. So I was talking about potentially, I think, moving a couple of them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was bothering people. I don't know. I don't know. It's just,
What the hell are you doing up there?
I don't know. Up there. Thank you. No, thank you.
Let's have one more funny one. No.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him. He's gay, but he has a special connection.
I thought about this. This is you if I ever ask you for a reference. And you're talking about me. Gay. Like music.
I love Willem Dafoe.
What's that? The bank robber who got in my car and threatened me to drive, watching me run over multiple children and families on the side of the road. I can pin it all on him when it's over.
And the classic. It's such a good movie, that one.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I was hysterical.
I wanted to talk about this
guy,
earlier.
Richard Strocher writes, back in November 7th,
Okay, we can
2023,
talk about this
there are
Oh,
Jews
okay, yeah.
living under
Niro.
my apartment. I hear them.
But
It's
the-
like
the
they're
tweets? Did you hear about his
digging or
tweets?
something. For the record, I live at ground level and we do not have a basement. Then he writes, I'm not crazy. And any person looking at this from the outside, yeah, they're going to think he's crazy because that sounds crazy. Jews digging under your apartment? So he continues. I swear I keep hearing Yiddish under the floor in my New York apartment. I live at ground level and we have no basement. So he wrote this December 11th, 2023. Again, sounds totally insane. Well, turns out he wasn't crazy. He was right. There really are secret tunnels being dug underground by Hasidic Jews. And he
seen
concludes
that
with
video
this
that was
tweet.
on that?
Some of you I am
The
not
one,
crazy.
go to right to the end.
Is that the
Owe
answer?
me an apology. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? Go right to the end. Oh, where they saw them. They're inside the
Yeah,
basement,
I've
flipping
seen the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
Haven't seen it live
apparently
there.
they created it during COVID, so they could go from synagogue to synagogue and still pray and not be bothered by those trying to stop them.
Were they smuggling anything like what you sort of hear on the internet?
I didn't hear of any.
It's
Oh,
just
what? As
allegations.
in the kids? Was
Yeah.
It?
No. But apparently that riot they were having, they were going to bring in concrete trucks to fill up all the tunnels.
Yeah, they
And
wanted to
just
fill the
having a
holes.
riot inside there. Yeah.
They never did, apparently.
Really?
Yep, they never did.
Just put the thing back.
They just kind of closed it up, having it went away.
Really?
So I don't know. It was like
So-
one of the main tunnels that they were showing on the internet. There was all like the full on people who started investigating and all, and they were saying that none of the tunnels were going from synagogue to synagogue.
Oh, they weren't?
There weren't any. Like they were going other odd places.
Right.
But the big one was because like there was a lot of the right wing commentators on social media who were kind of the more pro Israel were saying it was for because the pandemic they weren't allowed to worship, so they were digging places where they could worship. But then that somebody went down with the cameras and stuff, and they are all just these weird crawl spaces.
Correct. That
Like-
doesn't really lead to anywhere.
No, like
Then what's the purpose of them?
Yeah, that's what
I think someone's hiding some shit.
It's a bit
Yeah.
dodge. It is all a
Yeah.
bit dodge.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe the government's going, hey, maybe we can use these tunnels ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
But they were saying
Yeah.
it was one of the more full on sects because that it's like all the other faiths. There are sects of like Judaism, and apparently it was one of the more full on.
Yeah, the Hasidic Jews.
Yeah, so a lot of the other Jews were looking at them going, yeah, they're all a bit weird, those blokes. Like they do these weird things,
Yeah.
like just tunneling down to Hollow Earth.
Whoa. For next time.
Maybe Maybe they're all lizard people.
What about Hollow Moon? Hollow Moon.
It's a
Remember it rang like a bell? NASA shot something at it and then it went dong for like half an hour or something.
What do they call it? It's
I think it resonated for hours.
There was another one that rang for hours. I think the first one and then another one rang for longer.
But what do they call those? That concept of they are like is the base, the alien.
Oh, that it's like a exoplanet or whatever.
Exoplanet.
Yeah, it's hollow inside with a
it's
city inside.
Possible. I like that idea. But this shall have to wait for next time. We are going over. Let's wrap up here. Lovely to have you guys over. Thanks for coming again. Thanks for watching. Please.
Got a wink. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Please like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, Roo.
Say, what was it?
Bird's backyard.
Home among the gum trees.
Don't
with lots
it's
of gum
illegal.
trees. A steak or two and a barbecue. What?
Dog
No.
or two.
A dog or two and a barbecue. They're snakes too, though.
Oh.
Anyway, what's it? Do you say it's illegal? You can't sing that song anymore?
No, because he get arrested for abusing.
Kitty fiddling? Or
No. He was just a woman abuser. Apparently, he abused other female crew members.
Oh, that's right. He got me too'd.
Yeah,
he got me too'd. Yeah.
He wasn't a nice fella.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
See ya, Burke.
See you, Dom.
Bye.
I loved your show.
Bye.